All of a sudden she just started crying. I'm like, what's wrong? And then she said, Mom. All we had originally known was that she had been in a car accident. We later found out, we got in touch with the firefighter who responded to the scene, that the car had went off the side of the road, struck a tree, it had caught fire, and when he arrived there were 2 men outside of the vehicle, 1 woman inside the vehicle, and he didn't even see our mother until the men outside said, she's still in there, get her out. We had found out that she had been air flighted to Miami Valley. We had wondered why, because where she had had her accident, it could have been an either-or type situation. But we had actually done some research and found out that Miami Valley had an excellent burn unit, and that was why she went there, because of the severe burns.
The providers that are on scene, EMS, fire, and flight crews, that type of thing. So they know from their protocols what types of patients to go to what type of center, because everyone's goal is to get the patient to the right care in the right amount of time. So it's the right patient to the right place.
For the first time, I didn't know what to think. She was asleep. She was medically put to sleep, and she was so swollen. She didn't look anything like my mom.
So when a trauma patient comes into our facility, our trauma team meets them right away, and then quickly, through a primary and secondary survey, determine what all is wrong. And there's a lot of specialty services that we work with. Our surgeons are double board certified in general surgery and critical care, so they can take care of critically ill patients. And then we work very closely with the burn team so that they can focus on the burns of the patient, and then we take care of the other traumatic injuries.
Anytime you have a combination of multiple traumas in addition to a large burn, it increases the risk of mortality significantly. The burn alone carries a significant risk of mortality. When this patient initially arrived to the emergency room, the trauma team, the emergency general surgery and trauma team was there to begin their assessment. We arrived basically at the same time. So having an array of multiple disciplines readily available improves or increases positive outcomes in patients when they come in with this type of multi-trauma scenario.
I just remember when the doctor came in, he said, we have to amputate. If we don't amputate, then it could be serious for her. And this is pretty much our biggest important thing right now.
We counsel them and we tell them how extensive their injuries are and that it was dead tissue down to the bone. We continue to talk with them about the surgery that we had to perform in order to save their lives.
He seemed very dedicated to making sure my mom got through it. I remember one time, one of her surgeries, I believe it was for a skin graft. She'd been in there for hours, and he had come out to tell us that the skin graft had gone well, but I remember seeing just genuinely how exhausted he was because of how much effort he had been putting into making sure my mom was all right.
One of the things that we do, and one of the things that I like about Miami Valley Hospital, is that our burn unit is a closed unit, meaning it is specifically for burn patients. And so when the patients come in from the very beginning, all the staff members immediately become attached to all of our patients, and we become like extended family members while they're here.
As far as goals go, I'm going back to school. I want to get a job doing case management because I want to be able to help people direct their lives that are like in a situation like me. So, and that's my long-term goal. So hopefully in a year from now, I'll be going to school. I have a 3-year-old grandson. He's the most awesome little creature in the world, and I want to be his best buddy. And I haven't been able to work on that for a year now. So the next year, I'm going to be Aaron's best buddy. And that's another huge goal of mine.
She's excited about regaining her movements and her body. Like, for so long, she's been like stuck in her body, but now, you know, she's moving. She can get back to being normal again.
They always say, you're so strong, you're an inspiration. I thank people, but deep inside, I don't really feel like I'm that person because, like I said, it's just a choice. I choose to live. I choose to survive. And really, what would I be saying to the doctors and the nurses that were there in the very beginning if I just gave up? Normal is what you want it to be. Just because you don't have legs or arms that work properly doesn't mean you're not normal. I mean, I'm still me. I've always been me. The rec didn't change who I was, my personality.
What I want most for her is to have her independence back, because that's a big thing for her. She doesn't like relying on anybody. She likes to do it herself. And I know that she's always going to need help, but I foresee that she'll be able to have her own house again. She'll be able to, granted, she will have a nurse, but she'll be able to do things on her own, and she'll be able to live, by herself. She'll be able to do whatever she wants, whatever she puts her mind to.
These are awful things that happen to people. They were completely normal 2 hours ago, and now their life has been completely upended. And that's our job. We have to focus on the patients and on the families, because they have just as much of a traumatic injury going on also. So it does make a difference if you've been on the other side of things. But most of us went into healthcare because we wanted to make a difference, and that's the way we can make that difference.
When we were told she went to Miami Valley and we found out it's because of the awesome burn unit there, I really think that that's what gave her life back. And just a thank you, huge thank you.
I want to let the team know in Miami Valley that I'm beyond grateful. There's no words that could express how grateful I really am for the work that they did. Fast, quick, and for taking care of my family. And that's huge, it's a huge task. And they did it. They did it professionally. They did it with their heart. And I couldn't ask for anything more than that. I want to thank my family for being strong, for being by my side, and for not giving up on me.